Gentlemen from the Lone District of Las Piñas City, the Honorable Representative Mark Anthony J. Santos to avail of the privilege hour.
The Honorable Representative Mark Anthony G. Santos of the Lone District of Las Piñas City is now recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I rise today not only as the representative of Las Piñas City, but also as a voice for the countless Filipinos who continue to suffer due to the poor and unreliable water services being delivered by private concessionaries like Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation. Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation is a subsidiary of Prime Asset Ventures, both of which were founded and owned by the Villar family. It entered into a joint venture agreements with around 100 local water districts across the country. According to their website, they serve over 1.7 million households and treat more than 500 million liters of water daily. The Local Water Utilities Administration has been attached to the Department of Public Works and Highways since 2011. LUWA oversees the water districts nationwide, which entered into a joint venture agreements with the Villar-owned Prime Water, especially Secretary Mark Villar as the DPWH Secretary from 2016 to 2021. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has recently ordered an investigation into Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation. Iginiit ng kanyang Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary at Palace Press Officer na si Attorney Claire Castro na, and I quote, "Ang kakulangan sa serbisyo ay walang puwang sa administrasyon ng Pangulong Marcos." At sa nakaraang State of the Nation Address, binanggit mismo ng Pangulo ang matinding hinaing ng ating mga kababayan tungkol sa palpak na serbisyo ng Prime Water. When the President himself singles out a company in front of both houses of Congress, it becomes a national concern and one we cannot afford to ignore. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that this is not a new issue. Ilang taon nang nagrereklamo ang ating mga kababayan. Walang tubig sa gripo. Mahina ang pressure. At kahit may bayad, wala namang serbisyo. Families wake up in the middle of the night just to collect water. Businesses are disrupted. Schools and hospitals are affected. To name a few instances, in Mecawayan, Bulacan, a whopping minimum charge of 355 pesos and 71 centavos for 7 cubic meters applies regardless of usage. Its governor, Daniel Fernando, publicly decried Prime Water's very poor service, noting persistent issues since the company's takeover and proposing the revocation of joint venture agreements in affected towns like Kalumpit, Malolos, Marilao, and San Jose del Monte. These towns reported yellow, rusty, or foul-smelling water, sometimes with visible particles. In San Pedro, Laguna, its residents in elevated areas like Southern Heights, Barangay Riverside, and San Vicente report frequent interruptions, with water often unavailable for hours and even days. And in Cavite, a resident in Villar-owned development lamenting that water was unusable for cooking or bathing, forcing their reliance on costly bottled water. And just recently, the owners of Prime Water made a public statement. Hindi naman malaki ang binabayad sa amin diyan. In fact, nila i-dispose ang Prime Water kasi ginagamit lang panira sa amin. Kung gusto pala nilang bitawan, bakit ngayon lang? Why endure the complaints of the people for so long if it was never beneficial to begin with? The people deserve more than excuses. They deserve action, reform, and justice. Attorney Jose Moises Salonga, LUA Administrator and CEO, has even stated that the investigation found clear lapses in the joint venture contracts. Out of the 73 water districts under Prime Water, 20 to 30 of them want to withdraw from the agreement. Ang problema po dito ay hindi lang serbisyo, kung hindi sistema. When basic utilities like water are handled by private companies with political interests, public service becomes secondary to profit and power. Mr. Speaker, tubig ay karapatang pantao. It is not a privilege. It is a right. It is not a business. It is a basic necessity that every Filipino family must have access to, regardless of status, location, or political color. Although the LUA has completed its investigation and submitted recommendations to the President, I respectfully urge this House also to conduct a full-scale congressional inquiry into Prime Water and other similar concessionaries. We need to audit their performance, review their contracts, and most importantly, evaluate if privatized water systems are truly working for the people or against them. We should not be afraid to revoke franchises or terminate contracts if proven that they failed to serve the public. Panahon na para tapusin ang monopolyo sa serbisyong pampubliko. Mr. Speaker, it's not just about water. This is about justice. This is about restoring dignity in governance. And this is about putting people first. To my constituents in Las Piñas and to every Filipino who continues to fight for their right to clean and affordable water, I stand with you. Hindi tayo titigil hanggat hindi na ibabalik ang tubig sa taong bayan. Hindi sa negosyo, hindi sa pamilya, kundi sa bayan. Ang tubig ay karapatan, hindi negosyo. A call for accountability and reform the water service privatization. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Dinagat Islands, Honorable Congressman Kaka Bagaw.
There's a motion to recognize the Honorable Representative from the Dinagat Islands, Representative Kaka Bagaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You may proceed.
Will representative from Las Piñas agree to some clarificatory questions?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my first question is because you focused mainly on the role and the contract with Prime Water. So what exactly is the relationship between Prime Water and local water districts in these joint venture agreements?
Well, Mr. Speaker, Prime Water manages the day-to-day operations of the water supply systems, including billing, metering, systems upgrades, and actual service. The local water district retains ownership of the assets. This partnership allows Prime Water to invest in the infrastructure while providing water services. However, we need more clarity and transparency on the terms and conditions of the joint venture agreements. Since it's a matter of public interest that affects millions of people nationwide, a probe into the issue is of the utmost priority, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So you say it's an issue of public interest, especially water. So in the end, who is accountable? Prime Water or the local water district? When we talk about accountabilities in the performance of their function, in making sure that there is a provision of water, clean water, and efficient service delivery to their constituents, who will be accountable in the end? The local water districts or in these joint ventures or Prime Water?
Definitely the concessionaire po. Because they signed a contract with the government and LUA is the one who should check if those contracts are being addressed to. And basically, sila po, Mr. Speaker, ang may hawak ng operations ng mga water facilities. And sila po ang nag-upgrade ng mga gamit doon sa mga water companies po, sa water district, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I agree, considering that water is a very important resource in a community. It should be clear who is in the end accountable because their action should be regulated by the state, and there is a great interest by the state on how they conduct business. So my question then is, can you clarify, because there have been a lot of reports that in areas served by Prime Water, consumers are paying up to 1,200 pesos for water that is undrinkable and unreliable. Can you please clarify us on these reports?
Mr. Speaker, in Mekawayan, Bulacan, a minimum charge of 355 pesos and 71 centavos for 7 cubic meters applies regardless of usage, while Camarines Norte faced a 2.06% rate hike amid the outages. Some areas report 300% increase post-privatization, hitting low-income families hardest, as noted by various consumer groups, Mr. Speaker. In Bacolod, residents pay up to 1,200 monthly for water that is often undrinkable. It is essential that Prime Water meets its contractual obligations to provide clean and reliable water. In many cases, Mr. Speaker, consumers have reported poor water quality, including dirty or brownish water. Despite paying their higher rates, it's concerning if these issues persist. These problems not only affect many communities, they put lives, especially those low-income families, at risk. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's raising very important issues against a very important resource. My question then is, reportedly, Prime Water has increased its rates by 18%. So what justification did they make, or if any, and what are measures that have been placed to ensure that these increases are justifiable? Was there a process on that? So that, especially in areas where reportedly areas with subpar services?
Mr. Speaker, water rates should only increase when there's an actual improvement in service quality and infrastructure. The public deserves transparency in the pricing process and clarity on how the increased are being used to improve their water services. However, the large increase in the rates often result in a poorer water services. Water that is not potable and not drinkable, and frequent supply interruptions, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Are you saying then that the increase was not justified, and the poor services and the level of water, the kind of water that has been provided to the consumers are below standard? Is that your statement, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, makikita niyo naman po sa mga videos na pinapalabas po sa social media. Ito po ay hindi fake. Nakikita niyo po kung gaano kadumi ang mga tubig na lumalabas sa kanilang mga gripo. At there's no question about that. At para magpatong ka ng 1,200 pesos, hindi po makatarungan, Mr. Speaker. At kailangan po ng tulong ng ating mga kababayan, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I understand that a lot of complaints have already been filed with the Local Water Utilities Administration, or the LUWA. Has there been steps that has been taken by government to address these grievances?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has emphasized the need to conduct investigations and inquiries into the prime water issue. We, along the concerned stakeholders, have initiated investigations in these joint venture agreements and the services of the company provided in many areas of the country. It is imperative that we gather information of these complaints in order to make the most informed approach towards resolving it. In the resolution, this representation passed regarding the Prime Water Company services or lack thereof, we are looking to utilize the power of the lower house to conduct formal investigations or inquiries in aid of legislations along with appropriate committees, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you said earlier that the concessionaire in the end has the accountability, especially in the regulations by government. But of course, the Local Water Utilities Administration also has a role. What is its role in ensuring that local water districts, which engages into joint ventures with companies like Prime Water, are operating efficiently and upholding standards? So what will be the role of the LUWA then?
Mr. Speaker, the LUWA is responsible for overseeing water districts nationwide, ensuring that they meet operational standards. It is their job to supervise these local water districts to confirm that they are indeed providing optimal water services as public utilities. However, the nearly 100 joint ventures with Prime Water, the LUWA must work hard to exercise proper supervision and oversight, especially when consumers are facing these persistent and significant challenges, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So how do we ensure then that Prime Water's involvement in areas where water pressure is inconsistent, billing is inaccurate, as you say, and promised system upgrades are either delayed or insufficient? How do we make sure that Prime Water is held accountable for that?
If Prime Water is contracted to improve services through upgrades, the government must hold them accountable for meeting the promises. There are reports that the system upgrades have not met expectations, which is concerning for the people relying on these services. Their obligations have clearly not been met in so many areas, and it is our job to delve into the details of these agreements to ensure that our solutions are well informed, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And in closing, I would like to manifest, Mr. Speaker, that I support the call of the representative from Las Piñas so that a full investigation can be done to investigate on the implementation and the performance of Prime Water and all the joint ventures that it enters, not only in the city of Las Piñas, but also in other areas as well. This is a very serious issue that that requires an investigation by Congress in aid of its oversight, especially in making sure that joint ventures follow the rules and make sure that clean, safe water is provided and deliveries are very efficient. Thank you so much, Representative from Las Piñas. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader. Majority Leader.
Would the gentleman from
Majority
Las
Leader.
Piñas yield a few questions?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the session.
Session suspended. Sabay kayo tumayo. Oo. Oo. Oh, sige. Okay.
Si Speaker Immigration.
Sabay sila. Tumayo. Sa akin po yun. Ay, interpolator. Kaya nga, sabay.
Yes. Si Percy Sendanya of Akbayan Party List. Okay. So, ito, magpalista.
Session is
Nine.
resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Percy Sendanya of Akbayan Party List.
The
For his
Honorable
interpellation.
Percy Sendanya is recognized. You may now proceed, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Will the good representative of Las Piñas City yield to more questions from this representation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
First, expression of appreciation for the valiant efforts of the good representative in shading, removing the shade and the veil, and bringing to light this very important and critical issue, this very important times where water is both an issue of justice and human rights. Yung pong aking unang tanong ay on the issue of sustainability, and that is environmental sustainability. Nakita naman po natin yung record ng Prime Water pagdating sa serbisyo. Kaya naman on the other end, hindi natin maiwasan na mabahala. Yung ating pong tanong ay, has there been any efforts by the National Water Resources Board to monitor the environmental and sustainability practices of Prime Water, especially in relation to its deep wells and surface water sources?
Mr. Speaker, the NWRB should ensure that Prime Water's water extraction and use are aligned with sustainable practices, especially since some of their sources are drawn from deep wells and surface water, which could lead to resource depletion if not managed correctly. So, Mr. Speaker, nauubos po ang groundwater. Natutuyo po yan. Kailangan po may bulk water supply po ang mga concessioners natin, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the response and thank you for showing us that this is not just a consumer issue, but more importantly, an environmental issue as well. Yung pong sumunod na tanong ko ay, ano po ang papel ng local government units in overseeing prime water's operations, especially considering that water services is a basic public utility?
Mr. Speaker, LGUs have a crucial role in ensuring that the private sector, like Prime Water, provides affordable and reliable water services to the public. If the public is dissatisfied with the service, how can LGUs exercise their power to demand accountability from Prime Water? Napaka-linaw po, by raising this to LUA and other related agencies of the national government, we can work together, more ensuring that providers are accountable for their poor services. It is our job as legislators to make sure that laws are in place to safeguard these consumers. Mr. Speaker, ngayon po, malaki po ang parte ng LGUs. Kasi po, ang mga local government units, sila po ang kasama pumirma ng kontrata dito with the concessionaires po. Kaya po, kailangan masusi po nating i-review kung ano po ang batas at mga guidelines. At kagaya po na nangyari ngayon sa Prime Water, wala pong hirap na hirap po mga kababayan natin. At lalong-lalo na yung mga talagang kailangan ng tubig. Sabi nga nila, mawalan ka ng kuryente, wag lang tubig. So I think the LGUs, may responsibilidad po sila dito, Mr. Speaker. Malaki po. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, ito po nabanggit ninyo na mawalan ka na ng tubig, mawalan ka na ng kuryente, wag lang tubig, ay pinapakita kung gaano kahirap ang pinagdadaanan ng mga kababayan nating nasa ilalim ng Prime Water Services. At ito pong hirap na ito, naririnig natin maraming complaints about Prime Water Services in various service areas. Ang tanong po, Mr. Speaker, kailangan po ba na ang gobyerno ay magkaroon ng mas stringent regulations, and should the government take a more active role in monitoring the company's performance?
Mr. Speaker, a definite yes. The government needs to step up to protect consumers by imposing strict oversight and ensuring that private water suppliers like Prime Water are delivering quality services as promised. Without stronger regulation, consumers may continue to suffer from poor service and rising costs. If Prime Water is not achieving the quality of services it is obligated to provide, then it is high time to consider these agreements and in fact rescind them if no changes are made.
Mr. Speaker, on the issue of these contracts that you've mentioned that might need to be rescinded if proven that it's not beneficial to the Filipino people, yung tanong po ay, ano, Mr. Speaker, yung future ng Prime Water in terms of contractual obligations and public accountability, especially with growing concerns from both consumers and government regulators?
Mr. Speaker, kung hindi po magagampanan ng Prime Water to fulfill its obligations under the joint venture agreements, the government must act to either enforce penalties, renegotiate terms, or even consider alternative solution to ensure that public water utilities serve the public interest. Yan po ang papel ng pamahalaan. Proteksyonan ang mga mamamayan natin, Mr. Speaker.
And speaking of the role of government, and this time around our national government agencies, specifically the DPWH, how does the DPWH collaborate with Prime Water and the local water utilities administration or LUA to improve water infrastructure?
Mr. Speaker, given the DPWH oversees public works, it should be involved in ensuring that water systems are built to national standards. Measures should be in place to ensure the department is looking into the prime water's infrastructure developments, meet the government's regulatory requirements, Mr. Speaker.
And for my last question, Mr. Speaker, in areas outside of Metro Manila where Prime Water operates, there have been reports of water shortages and poor service quality. Pagbukas po natin ng internet, nanood tayo sa Facebook at sa YouTube, kitang-kita ito. Siguro po, yung pinakamalaking tanong ng ating mga kababayan, what can be done to improve water access and quality for these underserved communities, especially where Prime Water operates?
Mr. Speaker, rural areas, the government must prioritize water equity. Dapat pantay-pantay po, ensuring that undeserved areas are not left behind by the failures of a private sector operators. We must start revisiting the agreements or contracts with Prime Water and other water service providers to address these inequities, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, as representatives of the people, we should never allow the shortcomings, inequities, and failures of the private sector be the cause of suffering of our people. Marami pong salamat. Magandang hapon.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Kong Elijah San Fernando, Kamanggagawa Party List for his interpellation.
The Honorable Elijah San Fernando is now recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ang kagalang-galang na kinatawan po ng Las Piñas ba ay bukas para sa ilang katanungan at paglilinaw?
Tayo po ay bukas, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po. Ang kinatawang ito, Mr. Speaker, ay sumasang-ayon po sa binanggit ng ating kasamahan at kaibigan na talagang napakatindi na dagok sa buhay ng mga ordinaryong Pilipino, lalong-lalo na sa mga manggagawa, itong basura na serbisyo ng Prime Water. Mula po dun sa inyong presentation, Mr. Speaker, sa 16 million Filipinos na affected consumers ng Prime Water, meron ho ba tayong datos sa mga distrito na may pinakamalalaking populasyon na naapektuhan?
Mr. Speaker, meron po tayong recorded kung ilan po ang mga naapektuhang lugar. At dito po, sinasabi po dito sa ating records ngayong araw na ito na 1.7 million households po ang apektado ng serbisyo ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker.
Opo. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan na kinatawan ng Las Piñas. Ginoong Speaker, ang mga distrito po, kung para sa impormasyon ng ating kaibigan, na talagang apektado nitong serbisyo ng Prime Water, unang-una ho dyan, nandyan ang siyudad ng San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, nandyan din ang Dasmariñas sa Cavite, na talagang umiiyak ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino at mga manggagawa. Sa katunayan, Mr. Speaker, sa aking pakikipag-usap sa kanila, ay binanggit nila na wala na silang ibang issue na concern. Magkaroon lang sila ng tubig. Okay na sila, Mr. Speaker. Ang pinupunto ko po dito, Mr. Speaker, doon po sa presentasyon ng ating kaibigan na kinatawan ng Las Piñas, ang pinaka-naapektuhan po talaga dito ay mga manggagawa. Dagdag na dagok itong serbisyo ng Prime Water sa buhay ng mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino. Sa aking susunod na katanungan, Mr. Speaker, meron po bang detalye o impormasyon ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas, tungkol sa kompensasyon o compensation na ibinibigay ng Prime Water sa kanyang mga consumer na apektado ng atrasado at basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water?
Mr. Speaker, sa ngayon po, wala po akong alam na recorded na compensation. Na siguro kailangan intayin natin ang report ng luwa sa Presidente at yan ay inaasahan nating lalabas na sa lalong madaling panahon, Mr. Speaker. At aking pong naiintindihan ang kalagayan ng mga manggagawa dahil leader manggagawa din po ako. Kaya dapat aksyon na agad natin to. Sa pamamagitan ng isang investigasyon, kailangan malaman ng mga kababayan natin na nagsasuffer hanggang ngayon kung ano na ang mangyayari sa kanilang serbisyo sa patubig, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Tama po ang binanggit ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas. Wala po tayong naririnig na kompensasyon o bayad pabalik mula dito sa atrasado na serbisyo ng Prime Water. Isang halimbawa po dito, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan, sa Cavite ho, ang mga apektado ng Prime Water ay kailangang magbayad ng 300 piso kada buwan kahit walang tubig na lumalabas sa kanilang mga gripo. So kaya kailangan ho natin to na talagang tignan. Kaya suportado po ng kinatawang ito ang hakbang ng bulwagang ito para talagang imbestigahan itong Prime Water. Sa susunod na katanungan, Mr. Speaker, meron ho ba tayong datos? Hindi lang naman ho mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino ang apektado nito. Isa rin sa apektado ng atrasado at basura. Dinidiinan ko, Mr. Speaker, basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water ay yung mga maliit at maliitan na mga negosyo, yung mga micro, small enterprises. Meron ho ba tayong datos kung ilang negosyo, kabuhayan, small businesses, at iba pa ang binigo ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, kagaya po ng sinabi ko kanina, wala po tayong dalang mga datos ngayon dito. Pero inaasahan po natin through the congressional hearing po na gagawin natin dito. Malalaman po natin lahat yan. At ang aking pong feedback, Mr. Speaker, dun lang po sa mga social media na lumalabas na doon sa ating social media kung gaano kahirap ang nangyayari doon sa mga pamumuhay, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga maliliit na nagninegosyo, mga sari-sari stores at mga tindera sa palengke. Mr. Speaker, kailangan na po ito. At nagpapasalamat po ako. Ito pong ating kagalang-galang na kamanggagawa party list. Isa po siya. Kaya po ako na-inspire dito sa advocacy ko na to para itama po ang mali. Kailangan magsama-sama po tayo dito, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ilan na lang po sa ating mga katanungan. Aware po ba ang ating kaibigan na tayo po ay signatory ng International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights?
Mr. Speaker, may I be enlightened by the gentleman from Kamanggagawa regarding this covenant, Mr. Speaker?
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan. Ang ating bansa po ay lumagda dito sa International Covenant na ito. At noong 2010, Mr. Speaker at sa ating kaibigan, meron pong inadopt ang United Nations General Assembly na isang makasaysayan na resolusyon na kinikilala ang karapatan ng bawat isa sa malinis at ligtas na maiinom na tubig at sanitation. At kinikilala ito bilang fundamental na karapatang pantao. Ang pinupunto ko po dito, Mr. Speaker, naniniwala po ba ang ating kaibigan na hindi lamang lumalabag ang Prime Water sa karapatan ng ating mamamayan, bagkus nilalabag din ba ng Prime Water itong international covenant na nilagdaan mismo ng ating bansa na kinikilala ang karapatan natin sa tubig at sanitasyon?
Mr. Speaker, sang-ayon po ako sa ating kasamang Congressman Elijah, pero sa totoo lang po, kahit ano pang covenant, pumirma tayo ang ating bansa. Kung nakikita naman natin ang ating kababayan na nagdudusa dahil lang sa tubig, kagaya po ng aking sinabi kanina sa aking privileged speech, Mr. Speaker, mawalan ka na ng kuryente, wag lang tubig. Walang kahit anumang covenant ang tatalo. Kung wala kang tubig, it's a human right violation, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ang kinatawang ito po ay lubos na sumusuporta sa binanggit ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas. At susuportahan po natin ang hakbangin ng bulwagang ito para maglunsad ng agaran, komprehensibo na investigasyon patungkol sa palpak at basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Maraming salamat din po sa ating kaibigan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Janet Garin, First District Iloilo, for her interpellation.
Honorable Deputy Speaker Janet Garin. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is our distinguished colleague willing to answer a few queries, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Gladly.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, sa usapang tubig, and I'm referring to potable water that should service every house, every barangay, every town, and every province of what we call our country and our motherland, the Philippines. Sa usapan pong serbisyong tubig, on a macro perspective, ilang porsyento po kaya ang pinagsiserbisyuhan ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague?
Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, there are about 1.7 million households nationwide po. Hindi po ito sa Luzon lang, kasama po ang buong Pilipinas dito, Mr. Speaker.
And if we talk about 1.7 million households, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, will it be appropriate to transcend that to probably around 10 million Filipinos?
Pwede po mangyari yun, Mr. Speaker. It depends on the members of the family. I think ang average po ngayon, hindi po bababa sa 5 or 6 na miyembro ng pamilya. So kung ating pong imumultiply ang 1.7 million households, maybe times 6 po ito. So may possibility po na aabot po between 8 to 10 million individuals or
In other
citizens.
words, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, nasa 10% ng mamamayang Pilipino ang pinagseserbisyuhan ng Prime Water. Is that a safe estimate, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, kung tayo po ay 110 or 120 million na po ngayon, siguro sa ating populasyon, pasok na pasok po itong 10 million. Kaya possible po, Mr. Speaker.
With that, Mr. Speaker, kasi syempre malaki naman po talaga ang 10% ng ating populasyon. How about the 90% of the Filipino people? Are they being served by cooperatives or the private sector? May we know what are the other companies serving and supposedly taking care of potable water to every Filipino household?
Sa aking pong pagkakaalam, bilang kinatawan ng lungsod ng Las Piñas, dito po sa Metro Manila, may 2 pong malaking concessionaire dito, ang Maynilad at Manila Water. Ipagpaumanhin niyo po, Mr. Speaker, kasi hindi naman po nakakarinig ng mga complaints dun sa mga ibang concessionaires sa ibang parte ng ating bansa. At yan sinisigurado ko, hindi lang may Prime Water ang nagsisilbi sa kanila, meron naman po silang kanya-kanyang water districts and maybe, tama po Mr. Speaker, mga cooperatives po, Mr. Speaker.
And Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, sa pagkakaalam niyo po, kagalang-galang na representante ng Las Piñas, kung titingnan po natin ang laro ng negosyong tubig, is it safe to say that there are apparently monopolies locally existing, paving way for, let's say, an excuse of delivering the not so expected services? My apologies, Mr. Speaker, I'm being very diplomatic in what I'm saying, pero linawin na lang po natin, sa pananaw niyo po ba, meron po bang lokal na mga sinasabi nating monopoliya? At kaya ang sa usaping tubig, minsan walang pakialam yung mga negosyanteng nalilink dito dahil wala namang kompetisyon. Is it safe to say that, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague?
Mr. Speaker, it's very safe kasi sa totoo lang po, kitang-kita naman po natin ang serbisyo ng Prime Water sa issue ng kanilang concession agreement sa luwa at sa government. Kitang-kita natin kung gaano kasama ang serbisyo na binigay nito. Ganun pa man, nakita ko po dito, nagkaroon po ng tinatawag na interest or political interest din. Kasi during the time of Secretary Mark Villar, when he was the DPWH Secretary, may papel po siya dito. Ang luwa po is under the DPWH po. Ang pagkakaalam ko po, Mr. Speaker.
My apologies, Mr. Speaker. I missed that word. Merong bill?
Meron pong koneksyon ang DPWH sa Local Water Utilities Administration. It is under, ang kasama po sa miyembro ng, I think the chairman of the board ng LUWA is the DPWH Secretary. Kaya nga po, hinihiling ko po, kung may dapat po tayong baguhing batas, doon po sa grupo ng LUWA, yung composition po niya. Kasi ang nangyari po dito, during the time of Secretary Mark Villar, doon po dumami yung mga concession agreement ng prime water sa mga local water districts.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, tama po ba ang pag-intindi ko sa ating kagalang-galang na representante ng Las Piñas? Pagkaintindi ko, you are implying na nagkaroon ng posibleng conflict of interest dahil meron tayong representante na related doon sa mga negosyanteng pumasok sa usaping tubig. Is that what is being implied, Mr. Speaker, by our distinguished colleague?
Definitely, Mr. Speaker. Wala pong kaduda-duda. At
Andito po sa mga lugar na ito, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, sa sinasabi niyo pong nagkaroon ng, how do you call that, a water concessionaire? Or
water concession agreements, ang mga local water districts with prime water.
sa mga
Mr.
lugar pong napag-uusapan, meron pa po bang ibang player or ibang negosyante sa tubig na pumapasok or wala na?
Sa buong Pilipinas po, hindi lang naman po prime water. So ibig sabihin, meron pong iba pang. Kasi
Mr. Speaker, my apologies. Let me rephrase my question. Doon po sa mga lugar na sinasabi nyo na allegedly hindi maganda ang serbisyo ng prime water, dito ba sa mga concessionaire areas na ito, meron po bang ibang pumasok or it's exclusively the joint venture between the local water utility company or cooperative and prime water?
Wala po tayong impormasyon tungkol dyan, Mr. Speaker. At maari pong meron naman po sigurong iba na gusto ring mag-supply ng mga...
What I mean, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, doon po sa mga lugar na nabanggit nyo kanina, and we're talking about the current situation, sa mga lugar na pinasok ng prime water, kaakibat ang lokal na water utility, doon po sa kanilang pinagseserbisyuhan, meron po ba silang competitor or wala po, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, wala po tayong impormasyon tungkol dyan. At tingin ko po, malaki po ang papel ng local government units dito at ng LUWA kasi po sila po ang nagga-guide doon sa mga water districts sa buong Pilipinas. At tingin ko po, matitiyak natin yan pagdating ng report ng LUWA na ibibigay sa Presidente. At the same time, an investigation that warrants this problem of our country, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, yung atin po bang kagalang-galang na representante from Las Piñas, meron po ba kayong datos with regards to the price comparison? Magkano po ang binabayaran ni Juan at Maria de la Cruz kapag sila ay under sa prime water? Or magkano naman ang binabayaran nila kapag sila naman ay nasa ibang lugar na hindi covered ng prime water?
Ang aking pong datos na hawak ngayon ay yung minimum charge po na ginawa po sa bayan ng Mekawayan, Bulacan, kung saan sumisigil ng 355 pesos and 71 centavos for a 7 cubic meters regardless of usage po, Mr. Speaker.
And how is this, Mr. Speaker, compared to other providers?
Ang problema po dyan, Mr. Speaker, regardless of usage. Ibig sabihin, fixed lang po yan. Pwede pong walang tulo, pero may bayad pa rin, Mr. Speaker.
Kaya nga, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, how do we compare this with other providers? With the data that is being provided by our distinguished colleague, kumusta naman po doon sa ibang providers? And I'm saying like ito yung lugar, prime water dito. Ito naman yung isang lugar, hindi siya prime water. Kumusta po ang comparison ng presyo, ng bayarin, or ng billing ng kabahayan or industriya?
Mr. Speaker, sa totoo lang po, wala po akong informasyon o natatanggap na informasyon tungkol sa reklamo, tungkol sa mga ibang concessionaires. Alam niyo po, ang pag-iisip ng mga kababayan natin ngayon, magkaroon ka lang ng tubig. Minsan kahit mahal siguro ang sinisingil, pero importante yung supply. At ito ay nagagamit, pwedeng inumin, pwedeng pampaligo. Yun po ang question dito, Mr. Speaker. At tingin ko, sa darating na mga panahon sa ating gagawing investigasyon, maiimbita natin ang mga kababayan natin kung ano bang naging experience nila. At doon maibabatay natin ang ating gagawing mga batas, Mr. Speaker.
So, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, naintindihan ko po, maraming lugar na maski may tubig, talaga namang hindi iniinom yung tubig galing sa gripo for fear that it is not as safe as filtered water. Okay, medyo given po yan, although we really aspire for a country that will have potable and drinkable water. However, if you are in an urban center, medyo mahirap-hirap nga po yun. Pero isa-isahin po natin, ano po ba, kasi palagi natin naririnig may mga reklamo, ano po ba, Mr. Speaker, if the honorable gentleman from Las Piñas can again make a rundown about the complaint? So, una, ano po ba? Is it kulay ng tubig? Or is that supply of water? Is it the quality of water? Ano po ba ang mga ito para po natin isa-isa?
Number 1 po, mahina po ang tulo or wala ng tulo ng tubig. Kung meron po, madumi po ito, may kulay, may mga
Ano po ang kulay, Mr. Speaker?
yellowish po ito, kalawang po ang kulay nito. At may mga particles po na lumalabas doon sa gripo, Mr. Speaker.
So hindi naman po siya brown, hindi siya itim, kundi yellowish po, Mr. Speaker.
Hindi ko po matiyak pero nang nakita ko po doon sa mga video yung pinapanood ko. Oo, napanood ko po doon kagaya doon sa Rappler at sa iba pang mga social media outlet po na napapanood natin sa TikTok, sa Facebook, kitang-kita naman po.
Hindi naman po green, Mr. Speaker?
Ano po?
Hindi po berde?
Wala naman po akong nakitang
Pula.
berde. Wala po. Wala naman pong pula. Oo. Mr.
Yeah,
Speaker.
so Mr. Speaker, sinasabi ko lang just for the record, it's not related to any political color. Hindi po dilawan ang tubig ng prime water. But moving forward, Mr. Speaker, so we are focusing on 2. Walang lumalabas na tubig, or kung may lumabas man na tubig, kulay yellow ang lumalabas na tubig.
Yellowish po, may nakita po ako, brown din po.
Meron
At,
ding brown.
Kulay kalawang po.
Kulay kalawang.
Opo, Mr.
And
Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, will our honorable colleague recall or does he have the data kailan po nagsimula ang mga concession na ito?
Nagumpisa po yan, dumami po, ako po ang pagkakaalam ko, dumami po ang concession agreement between 2016 o kung saan po hanggang about 2021, Mr. Speaker.
Will our honorable colleague, Mr. Speaker, be aware magkano po ilan po or how long po usually yung window period for a concessionaire to be able to adjust and provide acceptable potable water for its consumers? Usually, ilang taon po ito?
Kindly repeat, Mr. Speaker.
Alam po ba, may datos po ba, Mr. Speaker, yung ating kagalang-galang na representante ng Las Piñas, ano po ba ang accepted window period for a concessionaire to provide clean and acceptable potable water in the industry? Ito ba isang taon, 6 months, a few months? Ano po ba ang industry practice, if he has any data? Kasi kung wala po, I believe this is also one aspect that should be looked into that whenever government or LUA approves a concessionaire, whether a joint venture or an entity, dapat may time-bound siya. Kasi yan po yung mga dapat nating tingnan. At kapag ikaw ay hindi time-bound, at kapag ikaw lumampas sa ibinibigay na panahon, pwede ka namang either i-penalize or mawawalan ka ng karapatan na singilin yung iyong mga consumers. This can actually be looked into, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, tama po ang sinabi ng kagalang-galang Garin. Kung titingnan po natin ang mga concession agreement, usually po, tinitake over po nila yung mga water district. May mga existing po doon na supply na po ng tubig ang mga water district. At ang balita ko po, like sa Dasmariñas, Cavite, pinakamalaki pong supply ng tubig ang binibigay ng water district ng Dasmariñas, Cavite. After po ng tinake over ng Prime Water, nagkaroon na po ng malaking problema ang water district ng Dasmariñas. So, tama po kayo. Kailangan po yan doon sa concession agreement. Very specific
Mr.
po.
Speaker, with due courtesy to our colleague, may nasabi ka kasi na nung hindi pa siya na ibibigay sa iba, maganda ang serbisyo. May I know, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, what were the parameters that paved way to opening various local water cooperatives to a joint venture with a private entity or with another business entity, and in this case, Prime Water? Ano po ba ang naging rason? Was it because of expansion? Was it because of difficulty in surviving? Was it a purely business decision? Ano po ba ang naging rason sa pagkakaalam nyo or sa narinig nyo?
Ang pagkakaalam ko po at ang aking narinig, ang isang malaking kumpanya, kagaya ng Prime Water, siguro na-entice po or naakit po ang mga local water district. Kasi po pinangakuan po sila ng improvement ng serbisyo ng kanilang local water district. At ang nangyari po, hindi naman po natuloy yung mga pangako. Yung siguro, pagpapalit ng mga gamit sa pagsusupply ng tubig.
May we have the specific promises, Mr. Speaker? Ano po ang mga pangakong napako?
Ay doon po sa aking mga, sa aking nababasang mga report, na sinasabi po na yung Prime Water daw, pinangakuan po daw sila, nagaganda ang serbisyo ng kanilang patubig. At bandang huli po sa investigasyon na ginagawa at sa mga press releases po ng LUA, ang mga complaints po ng mga consumers or ng mga...
So the promise, Mr. Speaker, is gaganda ang serbisyo, and this means like more potable water available or cleaner water?
Actually, supply po ang importante. Supply, potable siguro, but I am not privy, Mr. Speaker, to the concession agreements of these water districts.
Because,
But-
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, ang tubig po ay buhay ng tao. Pwedeng hindi ito iniinom, pero kapag ito ay ginagamit sa pangluto, pwedeng magdulot ng napakaraming sakit. Hindi lamang po pangluto, pero ito po ay ginagamit sa pampaligo. At kapag madumi ang tubig, kaakibat dito yung mga sakit sa balat. At alam naman po natin, lalo na kapag ikaw ay may bata or matanda, yung sinasabi natin, extremes of age. The young and the old, yung paggamit nila ng tubig na pwede nilang malunok, ay nagdudulot din ng mga sakit. Not to mention the fact that actually without water, it's very difficult to sustain a hygienic and sanitized living environment. With this, Mr. Speaker, marami po ang datos na naibigay ng ating kagalang-galang na representante sa Las Piñas, pero marami po ang datos na kailangan din nating malaman dahil this happened for a purpose. Maybe there are lapses in the parameters by which concessions are being given. Maybe there are also lapses in how the government protects its people. And in this case, kailangan natin matingnan, kapag ang serbisyo ay pinangako, dapat meron niyang time-bound. That you have to produce that within a specific number of months. At kapag hindi ito napatupad, saan naman mapupunta? Meron bang Mapupuntahan yung taong bayan? Will the government be there to serve as the angel who will lift the problem of our people? So, Mr. Speaker, with the indulgence of our distinguished colleague, may I put forward a proposal that in the course of the investigation that they will be conducting or the appropriate committee will be conducting, may we point out accountability. May we also point out, kasi madaling magpa-imbestiga eh. But the problem perceives and prevails, ano ang mangyayari sa taong bayan? While we are investigating saan sila pupunta, sino ang mag-handle ng serbisyo? Sino ang kailangang, will it be safe to say that the government or somebody else can come to the rescue? Yung mga bagay-bagay na ito dahil hindi na pwedeng humahaba pa. At baka naman merong tulong na kailangan yung private concessionaire na hindi na ibibigay sa kanila. Because we have been hearing a lot of complaints right and left, basically with Prime Water, pero marami ring iba. But then at the end of the day, what is very important is that we put an end to this problem. Because water is life, Mr. Speaker. So if our honorable colleague will be amenable, may I propose that we review the powers of the Local Water Utilities Association, LUA. May we also review which government agency is answerable if the minimum requirements of a potable water supply is not complied with. And may we also review the processes by which rates and billings are determined so that every Filipino family will not be disadvantaged to the extent of what they have paying. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, paulit-ulit natin naririnig yung Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act. Napaka-istrikto ng mga ahensya ng sangay ng gobyerno na nag-i-implement dito. But the very basic problem of potable water remains unresolved. My salute, Mr. Speaker, to our colleagues who is very brave enough to stand up. I am not pointing at a specific business entity, but what I am clamoring is a solution that will put an end to a grave problem that many Filipino families are continuously facing. I hope, Mr. Speaker, that I get the commitment and the wisdom of our gentleman, of our good colleague from Las Piñas.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the Honorable Garin for her manifestations. At sana po, lahat po ng mga suggestions ay maisama natin sa darating na investigasyon dito sa ating resolusyon na gagawin po dito. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Garin.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to extend the privilege hour by another hour.
There's a motion to extend the privilege hour. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The privilege hour is now extended. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Rep. Terry Radon, party list, Bicol Saro, for his interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would a distinguished gentleman accept interpellation relating to the subject?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it's very important to talk about very basic principles on public-private partnerships as to why local water utilities actually undertake joint ventures with the private sector. Maybe you'd like to give some information, Mr. Speaker, as to the reasons behind local water utilities actually involve the private sector into their operations. What would be your ideas about it?
Mr. Speaker, in the first place, ang LUA po is a GOCC, if I'm not mistaken. At sila po ang nakikipag-usap doon sa mga water concessionaire. Pero ang aking pong hinahangad dito is sana po matutukang maigi ng ating pamahalaan with the information given by the Honorable Ridon, meron po tayong PPP, yung private-public partnership po na batas. Siguro we should look into that. And yun po ang problema natin siguro ngayon. Marami tayong pinrivatize ng mga public utilities po. At mukhang hindi natin masyadong natutukan po ang itong mga agreements ng mga kumpanyang ito, Mr. Speaker.
Well, to be very clear, Mr. Speaker, the reasons why local water utilities and other government entities undertake joint venture agreements with the private sector would be two things. First, on the question of price, and second, on the question of service. The promise of the private sector, when it undertakes joint venture agreements with government entities, would be to ensure a better price than what we have currently at the moment with government entities operating private utilities. Second would be the promise of a better service, particularly because there are concerns that bureaucratic delay and the monolith that is government actually sacrifices public service. But on the question of the performance of Prime Water in its various joint venture agreements, what can you say about the price? What can you say about the service that it's actually provided its consumers, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, kung gagraduhan po natin ang serbisyo ng Prime Water, bagsak po sila. Out of 10 po, siguro baka swerte ng maging 2 or 3 sila. Out of 10, Mr. Speaker, sa kanilang serbisyong ginagawa.
And more importantly, a part of what the private sector promises when it enters into joint venture agreements with government entities is a commitment to actually investing into the business. Because when you actually invest into a business, it means that you're able to provide funds for capital assets. And when you provide funds for capital assets, it would be used to basically better operations. And when you have better and more efficient operations, you're able to deliver on your commitment on price. Pagka ganito po ba sa mga joint venture agreements with Prime Water, nakapag-invest po ba sila significantly into the joint venture partners in the government entities, the local water utilities local water districts that we are talking about, Mr. Speaker?
Sa aking pong pagkakaalam, Mr. Speaker, ang problema nga po ngayon, they are charging para po doon sa capital expenditures nila na wala namang improvement. Opo. Hindi po yata nag-invest ang Prime Water. Kaya po maraming reklamo. At ito po ang isang problema. At siguro dapat ito ang pagtuunan natin ng pansin sa Kongreso ngayon, Mr. Speaker.
Well, thank you for your answer, Mr. Speaker. And again, we would have to go back to the promise of public-private partnerships, which is basically one, to ensure that better prices are provided to consumers, and secondly, to make sure that you have better services. And in the event that a private sector partner has actually failed in these twin commitments, hindi ba tama na dapat putulin, wasakin, abandonahin na po yung ganito pong mga kontrata, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, hindi po ako abogado. Pero under the Constitution, napakabigat po ng isang kontrata. Opo. Hindi po ganun kadali unless hindi mo pwedeng i-rescind ang isang kontrata kung walang talagang malaking dahilan. Ikaw ay pupunta pa sa korte para ma-rescind ang kontratang ito. Not unless na meron pang ibang paraan, Mr. Speaker, na alam ng ating Honorable Ridon.
Well, isa po dun sa mga pangako ng private sector sa pagpasok po sa mga PPPs ay ang pagtitiyak po ng presyo, pagtitiyak po ng magandang serbisyo. Pero nakita ho natin yung Prime Water pagka naglalabas ho ang kanila pong tubig mula sa gripo, Una, kung hindi po malabo o may kulay, mahina po yung pressure. Tama po ba itong ganitong characterization ng actual level of service ng Prime Water?
Yan po ang lumalabas sa mga impormasyong ibinigay sa atin ng mga kanilang sineserbisyong mga bahay. At kasama na rin po yung mga investigative journalists na nagpupunta at kinukunan ng mga litrato, ang kanilang mga bahay-bahay, Mr. Speaker.
So pagka po ba ganito nga yung level of service, ito po ba ay tingin nyo mag-warrant ng full review ng Kongreso? Ito po ba ay dapat mag-warrant, like what I had been previously stating, na talaga ho sigurong tapangan ng Local Water Utilities Administration, tignan ng mga kontrata na ito, tignan kung tama ba ang mga kontrata ito, nag-comply ba sa mga service obligations po nila, at kung hindi sila po nagko-comply sa kanila pong service obligation, dapat ay kanselahin na sa pinakamaagang panahon yung pong mga kontratang ito at ibalik pong muli sa local water districts. Ito po ba ay isang bagay na tinitignan po ninyo, Mr. Speaker?
Tama po, Mr. Speaker. Habang tayo po ay nagsasalita dito sa Kongreso, ilang pamilya po ang nagsasuffer ngayon? Ang tanong ko lang po sa mga kababayan dito sa Halls of Congress, habang tayo ay nagdidebate, pinag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa tubig, ano kaya ang nararamdaman ng mga kababayan natin ngayon na walang tubig? Kaya po I think this is an emergency issue, Mr. Speaker. Hindi po ito biro. At maaring abala ang ibang mga ahensya sa gobyerno ngayon. Pero tingin ko po, naniniwala po ako na aaksyonan po ng ating Pangulo ito. At siya na po ang nagsabi mismo na kailangan ilabas na ang report ng luwa para maaksyon na ito. At Mr. Speaker, ang trabaho po natin in aid of legislation. Kaya po, pag na-actionan ito ng Executive Department, aayusin po natin. Poproteksyonan po natin. Gagawa po tayo ng mga batas na talaga namang hihigpitan natin at hindi na mangyari at maulit ang mga bagay na ito, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, yun lamang po, Mr. Speaker. Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Keith Flores from the 2nd District of Bukidnon for his interpellation.
The Honorable Representative from Bukidnon is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the gentleman from Las Piñas yield some questions from this representation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also represent a district that has an LGU with a contract with Prime Water. And just like your concerns, we are also experiencing very poor service in terms of the water service that we're getting now. Sa pagkaalam niyo po, ilan po bang LGUs ang may existing contracts with Prime Water?
Wala ako pong bilang dito, Mr. Speaker. Ang aking pong nanditong record ay 1.7 million families. Pero Mr. Speaker, ang alam ko po, buong bansa na po, mula Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, more than 100 po na water district na ang kanilang concession agreement po. At sabi nga kanina po ng ating kasama, kung almost 10% na po ng ating mamamayan ang siniservisyohan ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker.
Sa experience niyo po, did Prime Water infuse capital to improve the services sa water sa area po ninyo?
Again, Mr. Speaker.
Nag-infuse ba sila ng capital, pera, para ma-improve o mapaayos ang service ng tubig sa area po ninyo, sa lugar niyo?
Wala po akong nalamang impormasyon tungkol sa kanilang in-infuse na capital. But ang alam ko po, sina-charge po nila ng capital expenditure ang mga kababayan natin. Kaya po tumataas ang singil nila. At yan, iintayin natin ang report ng luwa, Mr. Speaker. Kung ako ba ay tama sa aking sinabi. Siguro, ang nangyayari po ngayon, wala na pong bulk water na nagsusupply doon sa mga areas na yan at sila po ay nagba-bulk selling na. Oh, doon po sa aming lugar, sa Las Piñas, yung pong isang magandang subdivision, mamahaling subdivision doon, yung prime water po ang nagba-bulk selling doon sa mga households po doon. So pinapatungan pa po nila yan at medyo nagmamahal po ang presyo. Siguro, Mr. Speaker, sa darating na investigasyon, kailangan po malaman natin yan, Mr. Speaker.
Kasi po sa lugar po namin, no, sa City of Malaybalay, one of the parang pang-engganyo nila to enter into the contract is that papasok, no, ang pondo para ayusin nila ang service sa tubig. Pero ang sa experience po namin until now, parang either limited pa rin yung nasa-servisyo ng mga bahay at putol-putol. No? Hindi naman daily, but there are occurrences na buong araw walang tubig sa area namin. Ganun po ba din sa inyo?
Mr. Speaker, sa totoo lang po, nung nagsisimula po sa Las Piñas, ang prime water, opo, ganun din po naging experience namin. Pero nung pumasok na po ang Maynilad as the Western Zone concessionaire, gumanda na po ang serbisyo doon sa aming lugar. At kitang-kita po ang infusion siguro. At kung paano po inayos ang mga pipe laying po doon, mga modernong kagamitan. At ako po ay nalulungkot, Mr. Speaker, nang nadinig ko po sa inyo na kayo pala ay sinusuplayan din ng tubig ng prime water pero mukhang hindi naman na ibigay ang mga pangako. Sabi nga nila, napako yata, Mr. Speaker.
Tama po yan. No? Instead of improving it, ang mga residente po ng City of Malaybalay experience, no? Sometimes a whole day or 2 days na walang tubig. In contrast to the rosy picture na they painted when they entered to the agreement, that it will be improved, it will be better, and it will increase the coverage. In fact, may representation sila na in 5 years' time, the number of barangays serviced by the water district under prime water would have to increase. But until now, ang nakikita po namin is same pa rin yung number of barangay serviced and the service is constantly interrupted. Ganyan po ang na-experience ng mga residente sa distrito ko po. And that is why gusto po namin na hanapan ng paraan, no? To look for a way either to get out of the contract or to ensure that they deliver on the obligations in the contract, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, mukhang wala na pong pag-asa na improve ang contract. Kasi po yung mismong may-ari, nagsabi po na gusto na nila pong ibenta ang prime water. Opo. Siguro kung narinig nyo, yung si Senator Cynthia Villar, sabi niya, gusto nang ibenta ni Manny yan. Hindi naman daw sila kumikita dyan. Parang ganun po ang sinabi niya. Nasa ano po yan? Nasa mga balita po yan. So, siguro dapat po, ano pa ang dapat gawin natin ngayon? Aksyonan na ba natin? Dapat ilabas na po siguro. At kailangan ba may to make over po para magkaroon na ng tubig? So, through the congressional investigation, siguro magtutulong-tulong po tayo dito. At ako po ay natutuwa, Mr. Speaker, hindi lamang Bukidnon. Maraming parte pa ng ating bansa ang hanggang ngayon po ay nahihirapan sa supply ng tubig, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, pagkalam ko rin, no? Sa contract na binigay nila, ang daming provisions doon na medyo mahirap on the part of the contracting party to get out of these contracts. May arbitration clause pa. Medyo mahirap po on their part to get out of it. No? So hopefully, if we do take the path of conducting an investigation in aid of legislation, maybe to correct whatever laws that we have as far as water concessions are concerned, to ensure that the people get the best service that they have, that they can get from the government when it comes to water. Dapat pong, I think, would you agree, Mr. Speaker, that we should take that course of action, Mr. Speaker?
1,000%, Mr. Speaker. At siguro kaya naman po tayo representative ng mga kababayan natin. ang pinakamaganda po talaga ay proteksyon para sa ating mga kababayan. At wala naman po sigurong kukontra sa atin. Miski dito sa Kongreso, wala naman po tayong ibang hinahangad kundi ang kapakanan ng taong bayan. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, in closing, dapat po ba, dapat obligasyon ng government, no, to ensure that everyone, all Filipinos must have access to clean and potable water. At this day and age, parang it's so prehistoric to be talking about the absence of water, di ba? Para sa panahon na to. Yeah? We're already expecting na dapat everyone should have access to clean and potable water, and everyone should be free from contracts that prohibit government from delivering these kinds of services. Tama po ba, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Tama po yan. And I've heard, hindi ko po sigurado, pero meron po tayong, during the previous Congresses, nag-file po yata ng bill to create a Department of Water, Mr. Speaker. So, maaring pag-usapan natin yan sa congressional hearing na gagawin natin. At siguro po, mas pagtutuunan natin ng pansin ang tubig. Kasi sabi nga natin lahat, ang tubig ay buhay. Pero mukhang hindi natin siguro napaprioritize lang ang mga bagay na ito. Pero ngayon po, sa araw na ito, tingin ko magsasama-sama po tayo. I think, Mr. Speaker, this is an urgent issue that hounds our country today. Kailangan po na aksyonan na natin ito. At ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa aking mga kasama sa kanilang mga suportang ibinigay ngayong araw na ito. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the honorable gentleman from the Sagip party list, the Honorable Paulo Henry Marcoleta, for his manifestation.
The Honorable Marcoleta is now recognized.
Thank you, distinguished Majority Leader, Mr. Speaker. Magandang hapon po sa ating kagalang-galang na kinatawan mula sa Las Piñas. Habang nagsasalita po ang ating mahal na congressman mula sa Las Piñas, kanina ay naalala ko po ang aking mga kamag-anak sa Paniki Tarlac na siya rin po ang gumagamit ng serbisyo ng Prime Water. At alam ko po ang kanilang dinaranas araw-araw, yung kahirapan na dinaranas nila sa Prime Water. Totoo po na ang tulong ng tubig doon sa amin mas malakas pa daw yung ihi ng sanggol. Totoo lang. At kapag nag-flush po kami ng toilet, imbis na maging white o maging clear yung toilet bowl, lalong nagiging brown. Bunga po ng kalawang na siguro dahil sa naipon po sa tubo. Buti naman po at napapanahon na napag-usapan na po natin ito dahil matagal na pong naghihirap ang aking mga kamag-anak doon sa Tarlac, particularly sa Paniki, kung saan po lumaki ang aking tatay. Nung ako po'y naliligo doon, nung ako'y bata pa, mas masarap pa po yung tubig sa yung poso eh. Talagang bumubulwak yung tubig bawat bawat pump ninyo eh. So, mas maganda pa daw po yung tulong ng tubig nung hindi pa na-acquire ng Prime Water. Yung doon, yung water services sa amin. So, dapat lang po talaga na maimbestigahan na ng Kamara de Representantes itong lackluster performance, lackluster service ng Prime Water. At sana lang po, sabi nga ng aking ninang na si Miss Kong Janet Garin, ang tubig naman po dito ay hindi berde. Ang tubig na lumalabas naman po ay hindi pula. Ang mungkahi ko lang naman po na kung sana ay itatalaga natin itong investigasyon na ito, sana po ay gagamitin natin ito para hindi po pagtakpan o tabunan ang ilan sa mga mahahalagang usapin natin tulad ng mga anomalous billions of flood control projects. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the Honorable Marcoleta for his testimonial. Kitang-kita po ang mga nararanasan ng mga kababayan natin. No other than the Honorable Marcoleta experience the inefficiency of the services of the Prime Water. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the 1st District of Masbate, the Honorable Antonio Co, for his interpellation.
The Honorable Antonio Co is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the gentleman from Las Piñas yield a few questions?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I can still recall and it's still fresh of my memory when the water system in Masbate were bankrupt and we come into a rescue putting up 10% equity to the total construction cost. So therefore, without 10% equity, there will be no water in the province of Masbate. So we will now, the appointing authority, in order to protect our interest of putting up 10% equity to the total construction cost. But the question, we cannot move without concurrence and approval of the law. So this is the question. Do all water district of entire country is under supervision and control by the law or only supervision?
Mr. Speaker, ang pagkakaalam ko po, meron pong budget ang LUA before. At ito po ay pantulong doon sa mga water district, Mr. Speaker. Pero narinig ko po kay Honorable Co na ang tinatanong po niya ay, Mr. Speaker, may I hear again your manifestation, your question, Mr. Speaker?
If the COA has, as a law, has a supervision and control of our water district of entire country.
Supervision and control, medyo meron po kasi tayong tinatawag na NWRB, Mr. Speaker. At ang luwa ko po, ang alam ko po, ang pagkakaalam ko po, Mr. Speaker, ay siya po ay doon lang sa mga agreements, concession agreements, and if the Honorable, dito po, the purpose for which the administration is created is to establish minimum standards and regulations in order to assure acceptable standards of construction materials and supplies, maintenance, operation of personnel, training, accounting, and fiscal practices of local water utilities. Number two, to furnish technical and personnel training programs for local water utilities. Number three, to monitor and evaluate local water standards, Mr. Speaker. Number four, to effect system integration, joint investment, and operations district annexation, and the annexation whenever economically warranted, and to provide specialized lending institution with peculiar expertise in the financing of local water utilities. Mr. Speaker.
My follow-up question is there a concurrence or approval from the law that there will be a joint venture enter into between the water district and the prime water?
Nakalagay po dito, doon sa LUA, kanila pong charter po siguro ito. To effect system integration, joint investment, and operations district annexation, the annexation, whenever economically warranted. Pwede po nilang pagsamahin at paghiwalayin yung mga distrito, Mr. Chair. Oh.
That falls under PPP project, Private Public Partnership Program. Am I correct?
That is partly correct, Mr. Speaker. Siguro po, dahil po yung iba po, inabutan na po nung panibagong batas or may dati na pong batas, it may fall under the PPP agreement po.
So I've heard when you delivered your privileged speech that the former Secretary of Public Works and Highways, Villar, is one of the board of directors of LOA. Can the board of directors of LOA influence as far as the joint venture?
I think as the chairman po yata ng LUA, he can exert influence po doon po sa LUA. At ang problema nga po dito, pwede pong magkaroon ng conflict of interest, Mr. Chair, the Secretary.
Or there's a possibility that they will be in cahoots with the water districts and the LOA. Am I correct?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Speaker, may mga balita pong ganyan, pero I cannot confirm that. So, may possibility po, Mr. Chair.
Did you really examine the contract of the joint ventures?
Para po sa kalaman ng Honorable ko, hindi ko po in-examine yan. At ang mga raw information po ay galing lang po doon sa ibang mga information na nakuha ko doon sa mga agencies ng government po.
Because I want to examine carefully as far as the contract is concerned, as far as the penalty clause, as well as the warranty clause, that if the prime water can no longer service reliably and affordably, there must be an outright cancellation or rescission of contract. Am I correct to say that?
Mr. Speaker, hindi po, as I've said again, hindi po ako abogado, Mr. Speaker. Pero ang kausap ko po ay isang magaling na abogado. At tingin ko po, naniniwala po ako sa inyo, Mr. Speaker, na kung po pwede pong i-cancel ito kung kinakailangan, Mr. Speaker.
So I would like to manifest to join twin chorus as far as immediate investigations to this matter. Motropopyo by the aid of legislations. Dahil sa tingin ko rito, ang contract hindi lang binding sa water district at saka sa LOA at saka sa prime water. There must be a representative from LGUs. Dahil an LGUs is thereafter for the welfare of our constituents in the respective districts. So, we can now impose a warranty and penalty clause na pag hindi yung dalawa umaksyon, ang LGUs ang mag-aaksyon. Dahil ito, dalawa lang.
Yes.
Prime water, water district. Dapat, in the aid of legislations, dahil ikaw naman ang proponent nito, lagyan natin, there must be a tripartite agreement enter into between the provincial government as well as the prime water and the water district. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well taken, Mr. Speaker. Isasama po natin lahat yan. And for the information of the Speaker, hindi lang po ako ang may resolusyon siguro dito sa prime water issues. At maraming salamat po at marami po tayong makakasama dito.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the 4th District of Cavite, the Honorable Kiko Barzaga, for his manifestation.
The Honorable Barzaga is now recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, and good afternoon to all my colleagues here. I just have a quick manifestation today because my district has been referenced multiple times, the Lone District of Dasmariñas City. Honorable Mark Santos, I agree with your sentiment that water should be easily accessible to our constituents. And as a representative whose district is directly affected by the issues involving prime water's inability to provide adequate amounts of clean water to our city, I wholeheartedly support your advocacy. Thank you for your interest in this matter, and I hope that we may quickly solve this problem. Thank you and have a great day.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. From the representative from Dasmariñas, Cavite, 4th District. Opo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech, its interpellations and manifestations to the speech of Honorable Mark Santos to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
There's a motion to refer the Committee, the privileged speech of the Honorable Mark Santos, its interpellations and manifestation.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw my motion. Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. Meron ulit. Meron pa. Session is resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw my previous motion.
There was a motion to withdraw previous motion. Hearing no objection. Motion is approved. Majority
Mr.
Leader.
Speaker, I move to recognize the lady from Capiz, Congresswoman Jane Castro, to avail of her interpellation.
The Honorable Jane Castro is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would just like to ask some few questions to the Honorable Congressman from Las Piñas. Because a service company that is supposed to give the most important and the basic necessity that people can't do without is water. And I heard you say a while ago that it services about 1.7 million households nationwide. And you also made mention that, and I also heard Congresswoman Garin made mention that a yellowish, rusty colored turbid waters comes out of the faucet. So would you know how many percentage of this 1.7 million households comprises these complaints?
May I ask again, Mr. Speaker, how many percent of
The areas that Prime Water services, does this comprise?
As I've said earlier, Mr. Speaker, there are about 1.7 million household nationwide. And I don't have the exact figures, Mr. Speaker.
So may I know what are the areas that we have received these complaints? I'm sure the names of or the areas that have received these complaints.
Yes, during marami pong Mr. Speaker na areas, kagaya po sa San Pedro, Laguna, sa different towns and municipalities, cities in Bulacan, and meron po tayo sa kanina po, yung Bukidnon, representative, kasama din po natin sila. Some part, I think it's in Bacolod. So those are the areas that I've had information, Mr. Speaker.
Since when did this company start? Would you know?
Since when this, nag-umpisa po yan, about less than 20 lang po, before 2016, and umabot na po ngayon sa 100 districts po, buong Pilipinas po.
And would you know when did this complaint started?
Ang mga complaints po, medyo naging balita lang po ito nung talaga ng very poor na po yung service. Talagang wala ng tubig na lumalabas. But previously, may mga complaints na po, siguro mga 6 or 7 years ago. Meron na po mga complaints dyan.
Okay, so what is the stand of LUA or any agency on this?
Ang local water utilities po, administration, ang siya po, binanggit ko po kanina, Mr. Speaker, ang papel ng LUA dito at sila po ang lumalabas na parang government agency na nag-handle po nito.
My question is, what was their stand on this?
Mr. Speaker, ngayon po ay nagkaroon na po ng investigasyon ang Local Water Utilities Administration. And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is just awaiting for the recommendations. And I've heard in the news reports na anytime po, lalabas na po ang recommendation ng LUA na ibibigay po sa ating Pangulong Marcos.
Why do you think this has been ignored for so long? You said it started about 2016.
Dito po sa administrasyon ng Pangulong Marcos, nadinig po naman natin sa SONA niya na importante po ang supply ng tubig sa mga kababayan natin. And I think the President is referring to the supply and the concession of water dito po sa, hindi lang po siguro sa Prime Water, wala po akong impormasyon sa iba, pero tingin ko po, dito sa administrasyon ni President Marcos, I think this is the priority.
Sir,
Considering that the President's speech in SONA, opo, Mr.
Sir, my
Speaker.
question is, why was this ignored for so long?
Sa totoo po, dapat po, neophyte congressman po ako. At hindi ko po alam ang istorya kung bakit totally bang in-ignore or hindi lang nabigyan ng priority ng mga previous administration, Mr. Speaker.
So, okay. I also heard you said that the founders or the owners of this Prime Water wanted to sell Prime Water. So do you think that is one way of escaping, or they do not want to correct the wrong that they have done?
I cannot presume or assume po dahil mula po sa bibig na ng may-ari na gusto na po nilang ibenta ito. Maaring hindi na po nila kaya, maaring pwede naman po sigurong ibenta at iba na po ang mag-take over. So, if you will ask me, Mr. Speaker, I will just speculate on this issue. So it's better to wait for the recommendations of LUA, and the President maybe will make an announcement anytime soon, Mr. Speaker.
I would also like you to know that aside from the yellowish, rusty-colored water that comes out of the faucet, they also charge exorbitant fees. They make a guess on how to charge. Do you know that, sir?
Alam niyo po, ngayon ko lang po nalalaman lahat yan. At ako po ay natutuwa na sa pamamagitan ng aking privileged speech, nadidinig ko po ang mga hinaing ng mga kababayan natin through their representatives, kagaya po ni Honorable Castro. And I really appreciate ang pagkakaisa natin ngayong araw na ito upang bigyan ng solusyon ang problema po natin sa patubig, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so maybe all our questions will be answered in the proper forum, and I just hope that this 20th Congress will put an end to such companies that gives bad service. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, the Honorable Congressman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Mark Anthony Santos and its interpellations and manifestations to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
There's a motion to refer the privileged speech of the Honorable Santos, its interpellations and manifestations to the Committee on Rules. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Said motion is approved.